So I just got out of a meeting with a client, and one of the questions they asked me was, we want our building to be rigid, right? And I love English. I love the language of English. I love English words. And what's beautiful about English, is the fact that we've adopted languages. So the Indo-European language originally came, then it went Germanic, then the Anglo-Saxons, and then the Danish, and then the French and the Latin influences. All of those kind of brought different words into the English language. And a lot of words describe the same thing, right? And as the language evolves, each individual version of that word takes on different specific meanings. But rigidity is a weird one where, from a structural engineering point of view, rigidity means something very specific. But in my mind, they didn't mean the specific meaning that I think rigidity is. Because rigidity is, in a way, it's bad, right? I think they meant, I want the building to be strong, right? And that's different from rigidity, because rigidity is about stiffness, not about strength. And when you think about our ultimate philosophy, ultimate limit states, right, the fundamental one that we have to comply with is strength limit state, right? That's what we have to comply with. In other words, we cannot have this building collapse. So in our mind, strength is the number one thing, and I think that's what they were referring to. But rigid, in my mind, is bad, because in actual fact, for an efficient building, you want the building to be ductile, or what we might call flexible. You want the building to be actually able to move, because rigidity means that it's so stiff that any kind of movement might break it or crack it. It's actually quite fragile, a rigid structure. So, and we think about ductile. Fundamental philosophy of structures is that we want it, if it does fail, we want it to be ductile. So we want it to be flexible enough to tell us that it's moving, rather than be rigid and not tell us and then suddenly break. So, as I said, love the language, and love understanding what people's understanding of that is. So my question to them was, well, what does rigidity mean to you? And that's the probing question you've got to ask, because that word will mean different things to different people.